Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE Monday Night Raw, episode 1386, which was broadcast on December 16th, 2019. I am moving later this week. I had mentioned that I might wait until after all of that to record an episode about all of the WWE shows, but with how much TV and movies and all of that are coming out this week, and I still haven't recorded about the latest Mandalorian episode, and the new one comes out in mere hours. But because of all that, as I would stay on top of this as much as I can, because by the time I get finished moving, there's no way I'm going to remember anything about Raw earlier in the week. So let's talk about it. All right, so Seth comes out and says some things. Then the OC has a match against the Viking Raiders, and it's a non-title match, and the OC wins via Magic Killer. They hit it on Ivar. And then, I only have I wasn't sure if I went to a second page on this one. Then we had Erick Rowan versus a local guy. The local guy tries to crawl under the ring to get to the little cage that Rowan has and see what's inside. But his plan does not work. He gets defeated, and Rowan assures the little guy inside is okay. Or girl, or whatever it is. Maybe many things. There could be multiple creatures in there. I still hope that it's a cute puppy. Conrad had speculated that it is my friend Conrad, not the podcaster. He had speculated, well, maybe he did too, but he speculated that maybe it's a lizard of some kind. It could be a new Jake the Snake type of thing. And that could be pretty interesting as well. I'm sticking with my prediction that it's a puppy though, and that when it does get revealed, everybody's going to be like, it'll be an instant face turn. Like, it'll melt everybody's hearts. You'll just hear a huge, you'll hear the biggest awe that's ever been heard from an audience, from a WWE audience anyway. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Speaking of a big old collective awe, I don't know what I'm saying. Liv Morgan reflects on her life and what she's been trying to be, and she says she's been self-destructive, and so she needs to destroy herself to become her new self or whatever, and she's going to do so in a bath. So whatever that means. Okay. So there's a little bit more of a peek into what Liv Morgan's doing than last week, which was just that graphic. This was also graphic. Then Lana and Bobby Lashley come out to the ring, and Lana wants Bobby to propose to her. She proposes to Bobby to propose to her. And he says, I don't like when people tell me what to do, except for you. And he proposes, and she says yes. It was just like they rehearsed and all of that. And everybody turned the channel because they were done watching the best segment of the night. Anyway, we had a big old gauntlet match, which started with R-Truth coming out and saying that he was going to be the I-95 South champion. And then he points to the WrestleMania sign. He was going to take the United States Championship all the way to WrestleMania. But the sign is not there yet. We get, to begin the match, is R-Truth versus Akira Tozawa. Tozawa wins. Akira Tozawa then faces Ricochet. Ricochet wins. Ricochet faces Matt Hardy. He slips out of a twist of fate, gets a roll-up and wins, and the crowd booed at that point. So, okay. I was really confused, and it didn't help that the announcement didn't come until a minute later that Hardy was eliminated. It was it's very clearly a 3 count. It was like he kicked out of it after 3, but maybe we don't see that enough that it confused everyone to see somebody kick out even though a 3 count happened. But that's more realistic than anything else. Like, unless you're like completely beaten down, like you still want to win, and maybe you just couldn't get it in time. Anyway, then Ricochet faces Humberto Carrillo. Humberto wins. And this was like the longest section of the entire gauntlet. Zelina comes out during that match. Humberto wins via moonsaults. And then we get Humberto versus Andrade, but Andrade sneak attacks him from behind, hits him with a DDT to the floor, exposed floor, and Ray comes out, fights him off, or threatens him, so he gets out of there. Things seem fine between Andrade and Zelina now, so that's good, I guess. But there's no winner of this match. But Seth comes out. He has that pipe that Ray gave Kevin Owens last week, and while Ray jumps the gun and starts attacking, trying to fight off AOP, and then says, like, what are you doing? I just came out here to talk or whatever, all of that. Says some more stuff, but then they do actually beat up Ray. And then backstage, Seth officially challenges Ray for the United States Championship next week. Oh yeah, he also hit him with a curb stomp. So as he was about to leave the ring, and then very quickly, Ray is still beaten down on the ground. He gets back in there and stomps him. Then we had Asuka versus Deonna Perazzo from NXT. Asuka wins, but Deonna really tried her best. She tried to get the jump on Asuka at the beginning there. And we did see Kairi make the entrance with Asuka, but there are some people online saying, like, I don't think that's actually Kairi or stuff like that. So I don't know. I think it was her. I mean, she did only appear for like a second before she like went back into the backstage area. So I don't know. I didn't think to go back and look at it closer like I did with the monitor situation. But hopefully, she tweeted a thumbs up on Monday morning. So hopefully that means she's in good or improving health and in good spirits. So all the best to her and everybody else who's injured in wrestling or otherwise. Hope everybody feels better if you're not feeling so great. Anyway, then we have an interview with Becky backstage. She thinks that WWE is protecting her from Asuka because they think that Asuka will defeat her, but they don't want her to lose the championship because she's the face of the company and all of that. So that's an interesting way of looking at it and pretty realistic, and that's pretty good. Pretty good. This has to be building to Asuka versus Becky at the Royal Rumble, so I am pretty excited for that. Then we had Randy Orton, the main event, Randy Orton versus AJ Styles. Great stuff throughout this match. Randy won via an RKO, but then the OC comes out and attacks, and then the Viking Raiders come out and attack them because they were still not happy with having been defeated earlier in the night. So, yeah, I thought this was a pretty good episode. Next week's episode is probably going to be kind of weird because it is being taped as I speak. In another town in Iowa, so that they can have the night off because they think, next Tuesday is Christmas. Well, no. Yeah, next Tuesday is Christmas Eve, so it's nice that they will have the day before that off as well. But SmackDown is just right back at it on Friday. But, I mean, that's 2 days after Christmas, so I think that works out fine, too. So, I think that's a good schedule. It just means that this next week's Raw will be kind of weird. But that shouldn't affect, with SmackDown and Raw being completely separate nowadays, that should be fine. And I'm looking forward to see what happens on SmackDown coming out of TLC and how they couldn't address the Baron Corbin stuff, because Corbin and Roman Reigns, they're not on Raw. So there's no reason to talk about that brawl happening at the end. But I don't know. We'll see what happens on Friday. But before that, we have this week's the final live NXT of the season, of the year, with two killer matches. It's opening. The show is going to open with they've announced that it's going to open with Finn Balor versus Adam Cole. So that's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome no matter where on the program it took place. But and then we also have Shayna Baszler defending her championship against Rhea Ripley, and I think it would be pretty awesome if both championships change hands. But I'm also wouldn't be surprised if neither of them change hands, whether it's from outside interference or anything like that. But I am rooting for both of them to win, to become the new champions. And then my crazy prediction going on the road to WrestleMania is that Royal Rumble, John Morrison wins the Royal Rumble, and he chooses not to challenge the WWE champion or the Universal champion. He instead goes after the NXT champion, Finn Balor, so he can get Finn Balor versus John Morrison at TakeOver Tampa. So that's my crazy prediction, but more likely we're going to get Keith Lee versus whoever's the champion at the time in Tampa. I think that's the most likely thing to go down, unless it's a multi-man match. Man, okay. If it's a multi-man match, they could also do this in Portland. This would be really cool if they had, because we've only had one ladder match for a championship at a takeover so far, and that was for the North American Championship. It was to crown the very first North American champion. So it would be really cool if at TakeOver Portland they had a multi-man ladder match for that. I know they just had a ladder match the week before War Games, but yeah, I think that could be pretty awesome if they did that. But I think it's more likely we'll get a traditional one-on-one match, but we'll see how things go down. They've also got to do something. Well, as long as Bobby Fish, this is not turning into an NXT episode, but as long as Bobby Fish is injured, Roderick Strong has got to be, if all the championships are defended on the same show, then Roderick Strong has got to pull double duty. So either him or Adam Cole have to pull double duty. So if that's the case, I think if Finn Balor wins the championship tomorrow, then we'll more often see Adam Cole in there with Kyle O'Reilly defending those championships. If Roderick Strong also has a match, but all of that, it just depends on whatever happens. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to those two matches and whatever happens in between. I'm assuming then that Rhea versus Shayna will be the main event at the end of the night. It'd be really weird if it wasn't, but whatever. It's going to be an awesome night for NXT. So that's it. Let me know what you thought about this episode of of Raw by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe out there in all the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.